Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Anna's Thoughts and Musical Parodies, and I am Anna, your hostess. Today we are talking about 3 of the Biden-Harris administration members. There's a lot of them. I looked up on the internet who the cabinet members are, and I didn't even find all the ones that I'm talking about because there's so many and I guess they weren't the most important. So over here is where you get to hear about the less spoken of cabinet members, and they are pretty interesting, as you will see. So I hope you will enjoy that. But first, if you would like to support the channel, there will always be links in the description that you could check out. Most of those links get you something for yourself as well, so it's to your benefit to go check that out. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported thus far and the patrons. You know who you are. Now let's get into the video.
Kristen Clarke is Joe Biden's pick to run the Justice Department's enormously powerful Civil Rights Division.
One of the most familiar faces of President Joe Biden's communication team would have to be White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
The Associated Press reporting now, President-elect Joe Biden has nominated Pennsylvania Health Secretary Dr. Rachel Levine to be his Assistant Secretary of Health. Dr. Levine will become the first transgender federal official to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
Sure. So Operation Warp Speed to develop the vaccines cost $10 or more billion. And it looks like this is going to be successful. We have one vaccine now and hopefully another coming next week.
This is contested. I mean, people like Germaine Greer and the feminist movement do not go along at all with this. And studies that have been done of transgendered people who have had sex reassignment surgery, people who have been followed for some 20 or so years, have found that after 10 years of, from the surgery, that their suicide mortality rate was actually 20 times higher than the non-transgendered population. So I'm very concerned that here we are encouraging young people to do things to their body.
She is a historic and deeply qualified choice to help lead our administration's health efforts. Dr. Levine was appointed state health secretary by Governor Tom Wolf in 2017 and has become the public face of the state's response to the coronavirus pandemic.
Madam Vice President-elect, it's an honor and a privilege to be nominated to return to the Department of Justice and serve the American people at this critical moment in our democracy. I am humbled and exceedingly proud to join the remarkable team to pursue the urgent, timeless cause of equal justice under law.
Clarke says her job is simple. It's to end hate. But like so many in her world, Clarke is in fact an enthusiastic purveyor of what she claims to fight. The new investigation has uncovered legitimately shocking statements that Clarke made in public while at Harvard. In 1994, Clarke wrote a letter to the Harvard Crimson in her capacity as the president of the Black Studies Association. Clarke wanted to explain her views on race science.
Clarke's name has since been removed from her hateful article, but I have a copy of it here and will read you some key quotes. In response to those who defend the bell curve, please use the following theories and observations to assist you in your search for truth regarding the genetic differences between blacks and whites. Before we continue, you can note here and pause the screen if you'd like to see for yourself that separate members of the Harvard Black Students Association expressed their desire for Clarke to retract her statements right around the same time period, documenting the fact that she did in fact write this piece despite her name being retracted. And now continuing on with Kristen Clarke's race science from 1994, where she mentions something in the brain called the locus coeruleus and insinuates that black children develop faster and that melanin is needed for superior physical, mental, and spiritual strength in a human. Very interesting qualities to have in a civil rights leader of our great country. So we have a transgender vice secretary of health who basically suffers from a condition that the powers that be don't want to call a condition, but we saw that it seems to be a mental condition. as our health leader. We have a racist black woman as a civil rights leader. And now our final angel to be featured is Jen Psaki, who so far has made it clear that she seems to care more about Biden being a fascist dictator, all that he wants, and doing whatever he wants despite what he says we should do, and that we have females in office more than anything else that most people seem to be concerned about. Let's take a look.
Is the White House concerned about the stock market activity we're seeing around GameStop, and now with some other stocks as well? And have there been any conversations with the SEC about how to proceed?
Well, I'm also happy to repeat that we have the first female Treasury Secretary and a team that's surrounding her, and often questions about market we'll send to them. But our team is, of course, our economic team, including Secretary Yellen and others, are monitoring the situation. It's a good reminder, though, that the stock market isn't the only measure of the health of our economy. As you all know from covering this, America's workers are struggling to make ends meet.
Why weren't President Biden and all members of the Biden family masked at all times on federal lands last night if he signed an executive order that mandates masks on federal lands at all times?
I think, Steve, he was celebrating an evening of a historic day in our country, and certainly he signed the mask mandate because it's a way to send a message to the American public about the importance of wearing masks, how it can save tens of thousands of lives. But I don't know that I have more for you on it than that.
But as Joe Biden often talks about, it is not just important the example of power, but the power of our example. Was that a good example for people who are watching who might not pay attention normally?
Well, Steve, I think the power of his example is also the message he sends by signing 25 executive orders, including almost half of them related to COVID.
And don't forget the executive orders that lost thousands of jobs in places like Wisconsin and Michigan. And the one that spiked back up the price of insulin, undoing the incredible, awesome good that Trump had done in reducing insulin prices. Don't forget about those.
Yesterday was a historic moment in our history. He was inaugurated as President of the United States. He was surrounded by his family. We take a number of precautions, but I think we have bigger issues to worry about at this moment in time.
Oh, come on.
During a February 2021 briefing, Psaki was asked about whether Joe Biden was keeping the Space Force.
Wow, Space Force. It's the plane of today.
And that is the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the thumbs up since you enjoyed enough to get all the way to the end of the video. Don't forget to share with everyone else in your life who you think would also enjoy my channel. Check out the description if you would like to help me reach my goal of financial freedom on the internet by my birthday, August 31st, 2021. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported. Have a wonderful night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone you are in, and I will see you next time.